Hello, hello, beloved ones. How are you today? Thank you so much for taking some time to listen to me. My name is Trifina Hogong, and this is Zoe Destiny, a place where the word inspires transformation in our lives. Now, the word for today is forgive. I really feel so deeply about forgiveness, and I believe that it is really the most important thing we could do so that we could have a full life the way that God wants us to have a full life. Forgiveness is actually to be able to release the anger that we may feel towards an offense. And it is something that doesn't come naturally to us. It is something that we have to actually practice and be very aware that we are actually forgiving someone. And today I wanted to share with you some of the steps that we can take to forgive, because it is a practice that we need to keep having every single day, as much as we need to, because we have to guard our hearts, because from our hearts will flow those issues of life, and everything in our lives is connected to our hearts. And so if we are holding unforgiveness in our hearts, that will affect every single area of our lives. Now, when we speak of forgiveness, we have to think about, firstly, forgiving ourselves. We sometimes don't even think that we have anything to do with forgiving ourselves, and we don't even ask ourselves, what kind of a relationship we want to have with ourselves, because we tend to be so outwardly focused on other people and the situations that are outward from us. But then we have to first start with ourselves, look into ourselves, and ask ourselves, what do I need to forgive myself for? What has been keeping me hostage? What is it that I feel so guilty about? What is it that I feel so ashamed about my life? And look at yourself, ask yourself, quiet your spirit, quiet your soul, quiet your mind. Just sit in a quiet place and really dig deep into yourself and think about the things that have happened in your life. Look back from when you were even young, growing up as a child. What are the things that you feel you did that you did not forgive yourself for? And start to release forgiveness to yourself. I'm going to talk to you about those 4 steps of forgiveness later on. And shame also. What is it that I feel ashamed about that I need to forgive myself for? You may be ashamed even just by the way you speak, by how you look, how your appearance is, how you are formed. And these are the things that you have no control over. You have nothing to do with how you speak, how you look, how other people perceive you. That is who you are. So you cannot be ashamed of such things. You have to forgive yourself if you feel that your lips are in a certain way, your eyes are a certain way, your mouth is a certain way, your teeth is a certain way, your body shape is a certain way. Whatever it is about your body that you're ashamed about, it is not your fault. You need to forgive yourself. All right. And now the second part of forgiveness is the outward forgiveness. That is the forgiveness of others for the things that they have done to us, whether or not they know this. You see, sometimes we hold on to unforgiveness, waiting for that other person to come and apologize first, then I can only forgive. That is not how forgiveness works. Someone once said that, when we don't forgive, it's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It's ridiculous. When we forgive someone else, we don't have to wait for them to come to us and apologize first. Forgiveness is something that we do unconditionally. And regardless of whether or not the other person even knows that they have offended us, because it's something that we do for ourselves. Why should we forgive the other person? We forgive them so that we can set ourselves free from the emotions that come with unforgiveness, emotions of anger, resentment. And you see, an offense is something that can work like a brick. You take a brick, that's one offense. Second brick, second offense. Third offense. You build up a wall. Before you know it, you have separated yourself from that other person and and the relationship has been completely has a wall between it and cannot be repaired. And so it's something that we do. Forgiveness is something that we do regardless of whether or not the other person has apologized to us. All right? Okay. So that's the first thing we need to know. You don't have to wait for the other person. You can just forgive them anyway. Now, I'll come to the steps, all right? First step, this is something that I practice myself, is a cleansing that I do for myself. First step, all right? Think about that person and write down the name of that person and what they have done to you, all right? Second step, you need to acknowledge the emotions that you feel and release the emotions and release that person, all right, from your heart. You have to release those feelings. And then the third thing is to think about the benefits of forgiving that person, all right? And the fourth step is to commit to accept the peace and the freedom that comes with forgiving that person. So I'll give you an example, all right? Let's say my friend Jane disappointed me, okay? And I'm so upset. I'm so upset with Jane. We were supposed to meet up for a movie and she just stood me up and was a no-show, okay? Now, do I have to wait for Jane to apologize to me before I can forgive her? No. I can choose to write down and say, all right, what am I upset about? What is the offense? And what do I need to forgive? All right, step number one, I want to forgive Jane for standing me up and making me and disappointing me, making me feel angry. All right. Second step, I release forgiveness to Jane and I release the feeling of disappointment and anger towards Jane, and I bless Jane, and I want to replace that feeling of sadness with feelings of joy and happiness. I want to replace that feeling of heaviness with a feeling of lightness. And I want to replace that feeling of bitterness and hatred with a feeling of love. And take a deep breath. I already feel so good. And then step number 4. I commit to accepting peace and freedom for forgiving Jane. Yes, that's it, my beloved. I bless you with that. Please do forgive, because when we forgive, we release the person and we release ourselves as well. And as you know, you cannot give to someone that what you don't have yourself. So first look into yourself, forgive yourself, then forgive other people as well. This is really a key to a successful and a prosperous, healthy life that is full and lived. You know, someone once said, when you think about remorse, that when you really are remorseful, the best remorse is a life well lived. Be blessed, my beloved ones, and goodbye.